Hi everyone, we're here at Windsor Races this evening for an ownership day. They've got a syndicate village behind me where we've all got our little trade stands, and Simon and I have come along to try and attract some new shareholders to our various syndicates. So have you had a good evening so far?
I have. This is the second one that you and I have been to. The first one, it's promoted by Great British Racing, and we've got the Racing League, which is like similar to the Sugar Cup in terms of teams. But this is the second one. We both did Newbury back in the spring. I think the Syndicate Village has been put in a much better place, so racegoers couldn't but help to stumble upon us as they walk towards the paddock, which I think has been great. And yeah, I've had quite a bit of interest. And I think I said to somebody, it's a bit like buying a lottery ticket. If you don't buy one, you can't win it, can you? So if you and I aren't here, Phil, people can't find out about BG Racing, Solario Racing, or indeed any of the other many syndicates that are here.
Exactly, and also we managed to get ourselves over into the winners' enclosure for a little interview with Frankie Foster earlier, asking us about Inside the Rails. So hopefully some people here have heard a bit more about Inside the Rails. We might get a few listeners out of it, if nothing else.
And I think the timing of that was perfect, because it's September the 1st, and as regular listeners to Inside the Rails will know, we get published on the 1st of each month, and it was our 22nd episode today. I think our 20th guest is on it, and it's William Darby, for those who haven't caught up so far. William Darby, the CEO of York Racecourse, talking about the e-ball meeting and what it's like to put a big race meeting together.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if anybody out there is watching this on video and hasn't listened to that on the podcast yet, please do search for Inside the Rails on your favourite podcast platform and get that one downloaded onto the phone, and it'll while away half an hour of any car journey or run or whatever else it is that you do while you're listening to your podcasts. I'm now joined with David, who's actually one of Simon's Solario Racing shareholders. We thought it would be an interesting idea to give some of you a little bit of an insight. You hear Simon and I banging on about how brilliant it is to be in syndicates all the time. We thought, why not actually ask somebody that is in a syndicate what it's really like? So, David, you've not been involved in Solario Racing for very long, but you've had a good start, I understand.
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's been unbelievable. Sort of got involved really with Simon in October last year at the October sales at Newmarket. And saw him buy the horse, and I thought then, this is the time. I need to get involved. I need to join his syndicate.
Yeah. Have you been a racing fan for a long time?
Yes, many years. Probably more than 30 years. So
great stuff.
Yes.
Great stuff. And I always say to people, if you're a racing fan, it's just even better if you're an owner. Is that your experience as well?
I think without a doubt, yes. I've been to the races many times, just for a day out. But to go there as an owner, as a shareholder in the syndicate, has been absolutely fantastic. It's been brilliant fun.
And I think the horse you've got a share of is Tarantino, which our listeners will have heard all about. Tarantino winning the race at Redcar. I understand you went all the way up there for the weekend.
I did indeed, yes, and just unbelievable experience. It was really fantastic. My dream has always been to have an ownership in a racehorse, but for the actual horse to go and win on his second run, dream come true. Fantastic experience.
Absolutely. And have you had opportunities to go to the stables and things like that as well?
Yes, several times we've been to Amy's stables. She's a brilliant trainer, very hospitable. It's always an enjoyable day out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Brilliant. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, and I'm sure our listeners will find that really interesting. It's not just us, you see. It's not just us telling you how great this is. David's telling you as well, and he's actually experiencing it.
And I'm delighted to say that I've got one of Phil's owners here, Mark Wilkins from BG Racing. Hi, Mark.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Have you enjoyed your evening, this ownership experience day with the Racing League at Windsor this evening?
Fabulous.
Have you backed any winners?
No, a lot of place horses, but no winners yet. Got another race to go yet. So.
But more importantly, are you enjoying your racing experience with BG Racing?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic. If you want to get involved in horse racing, like I did, but didn't want to go in at the deep end, it's just a fabulous way of, at a relatively small cost, to learn about it and get involved in it.
And I always try and sell racehorse ownership. It's like the inner sanctum, seeing behind the scenes. Do you get to go to the gallops? Is it just the racing, or do you go behind the scenes and do the other activities that Phil will lay on?
Yeah, I joined during lockdown, so that was a bit difficult. But listen, I live in amongst the gallops, so I'm lucky. But with Phil, we had a day at Neil Mulholland's last year, I think it was. Fabulously looked after there. Haven't been over to the other ones in the Epsom gallops yet. But yeah, it's what it's all about.
So are you in Dynamic Kate and Far Too Beautiful?
I was, and both at similar times, exactly. So yeah, nice to see Dynamic Kate winning.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Did you back her?
Do you know what? I was on a Zoom call, and I backed her every other race, and she won. But she won comfortably, and I think she's gone up in the handicap, but I think she'll cope with that.
Okay, excellent. And a lot of people are always surprised at how inexpensive it is to get involved in a sharing a horse. What can you say about that, Mark?
Yeah, massively. And I saw an old pal here tonight at Windsor, I hadn't seen for a number of years, and he was involved in horses in the 90s, and I'm chatting to him, he couldn't believe the small cost that the syndicates like yourself and their BG Racing Syndicate, a one-off payment, I think, between £250-300 will see you throughout the whole season, trips to the stables, racing in the paddocks, etc., and learning about it.
But there you are, you heard it here first from the horse's mouth. Mark Wilkins from BG Racing. Anybody can get involved in racehorse ownership.